say. But in your explanation and the research, which is very sound, in my mind, there needs to be a shift where our mindsets, the education that we have received over the years concerning hypertension and diabetes, there must be some error along that line because as we are seeing an increase in these non-communicable diseases, yet still we continue on the same path. And to me, that is my major area of interest. So, my question to you, why don't we focus on the solution? We have identified the problem. As a nation, as a people, as a ministry of health, why don't we focus on the solution? Because we have the evidence of the solution straight from Mother Nature.
That is so true. And we need to do that. We need to do that.
Because in my mind, I would ask, how such a resilient people find themselves in this deficit, this lack, this loss? Because in truth and in fact, we are having so many premature deaths. And in my upbringing, we used to say, well, when you die, your time comes.
But now we're dying before our time
But
comes.
we have to question that saying because we are seeing a lot of premature deaths.
Yes, and that is recorded. All of the agencies I mentioned to you, that's one of the things they highlight for Dominica and the Caribbean. Premature deaths.
We are seeing more kidney failures.
Yes.
We are seeing more persons on dialysis. And this is the reality that we have to face with every single day, as the statistics have shown, and as Dr. Lockhart have expounded on. As a herbal practitioner, I don't focus on disease.
So what do you focus
I
on?
focus on healing the human body. That's why I say that our mindset we have to have a paradigm shift on how we look at disease.
Absolutely. That's where the education comes in.
Because disease, we are the host for disease. The human body is the host for disease.
Yes, yes.
And as a resilient people, a people that was considered to be one of the most strongest people in the Caribbean in the world, a people that work in the garden from 6 to 6,
Sometimes
women
6 to 8.
that never knew what was fibroids, what was cancer. Dr. Lockhart, how did we end up in this dilemma? Through research, that question can be answered.
Well, again, what the research shows is that somewhere around between the 40s and the 50s, 1940s and 50s, even before that, it started seeping into areas of development. And one of my fields of study is economic development and development economics. So we see it across research bodies and research studies that as countries started to move towards development, they started industrializing and adopting different ways of living that moved away from the earth, moved away from the land. And particularly in the Caribbean, we moved away from the cane fields, from the lime fields, from the banana fields, and more they started showing the studies show that even from the 50s and 40s and 50s is where you have a little shift, but from the 80s, 90s, more and more we have more vehicles, you have a shift towards in class academia and away from farming and agriculture. And there's nothing wrong with that per se. It's just that we didn't keep up with what the body needed to make that shift. So it's like we shifted our lifestyles, but didn't shift what the lifestyle needed to remain healthy. So there's that lack, there's a gap.
Definitely. I mean, it's inevitable. With development comes changes.
But we have to bring on all
With development
the
come
changes.
infrastructures.
Right.
The highlight or the focus with all changes and infrastructures and advancement with modernization, we have to preserve our cultural heritage. We have to preserve the land. We have to preserve the water. We have to preserve the foods. In my opinion, as a herbal practitioner, I could say to you boldly that one of the factors out of many factors that have created this dilemma of hypertension and diabetes is the major shift we have taken when it comes to nutrition.
Yes, that is
It's
it.
the major shift we have taken when it comes to natural healing. It's the major shift we have taken when it comes to stress. It's the major shift we have taken when it comes to lifestyle. And with the concoction of all these factors, we have found ourselves in this deficit. Hence the reason myself, along with Dr. Lockhart, have made it our duty to be the solution rather than the problem. So this evening, the solution I bring to you is herbal healing. Herbal healing has been there for millenniums, hundreds of years.
Thousands.
And the information, thousands of years even, and the information, it is not layman or folklore. And I really would like us to understand herbal medicines, it is scientific. Dr. Lockhart, one of the herbs that I have worked with evidence that this herb is reputable for reversing diabetes, also hypertension. It's a wonderful herb. Scientifically, it is known as Taraxacum officinale. Okay, Taraxacum officinale. I hope that
Blue heaven.
our audience have an idea of this plant, because most times we don't acknowledge the plant for its scientific name. So this plant is a wonderful plant. Locally, we call this plant dandelion.
Oh, you're going to that? Okay, to the roots. I thought you were going to closer treatment, but that's even more amazing that you want to talk about that.
Dandelion is one of the amazing herbs that we have growing wild in our environment. Dandelion is a reputable herb to reverse diabetes. Dandelion have exhibited hypoglycemic effects. And what does that mean in layman terms? It helps to reduce your blood sugar levels naturally. I say naturally. It helps also the liver. It gives that liver the ability to cleanse itself. It also helps to restore your blood. Dandelion is one of the herbs that we use to reverse diabetes. And why do I say that? Scientifically, dandelion has many flavonoids, many compounds. One of the active compounds is in dandelion. It is called inulin. Inulin is one of the compounds in dandelion that can help to reverse diabetes. Why? Because inulin mimics insulin in the body, which is a digestive enzyme.
Right, and then it'll break down the sugars and regulate everything.
Definitely. Also, with diabetics, we know the vital organ, which is the pancreas, might be compromised.
Right.
Okay? So dandelion, with the intricate compounds and insulin as one of the major compounds, it helps to excrete toxins.
Yes.
It helps to excrete waste from the blood. And we know, Dr. Lockhart, well, as a physician, as a herbal physician, we first nutrify the blood when it comes to disease. Yes. We first remove impurities from the blood and elevate the blood by what?
With detox.
Detoxification, also nutrients.
Yes.
Because we know one of the key nutrients needed for the blood is iron.
Right.
So dandelion is one of the reputable herbs that we have growing wild in the environment, and not just the pancreas. We're looking at the kidneys. We're looking at the spleen. We're looking at the liver. And this is one of the solutions that we have that can eradicate. And my beautiful people that are listening to me, I say this with no doubt. Dandelion can reverse your diabetes and your hypertension.
Oh yeah, oh yes, oh yes, and of course we have others that they can use to support. But dandelion is the key.
Many,
and the fact that it has so much iron, you know, because this fact that there is so much iron in dandelion, dandelion is like a comprehensive, natural remedy right there. And you know, you talked earlier about how we got there, and I wanted to tell you a few things Because what happened, we and even when you talk about dandelion, and people gonna say, but I don't know what is dandelion. Because we've moved away. Our work routine changed. People sit in offices more than before. So now we are more sedimentary. And then more than that, the food types, the foods we eat now. I remember growing up, there was no KFC, there was no Pizza Hut growing up, but we would eat, a pie from Gertrude, we'd eat a juice from, 7-Eleven. On 7-Eleven used to be on, not on Bath Road, but on Virgin Lane. So, our local communities had local things. So the types of foods we eat are different, and the source and the amount of the foods we eat also change. So all those things have led to the problems that we have. Especially we import so much. Instead of having natural foods from our farms, we import so much of our foods, and we import them, and they have so much chemicals and GMO. And I bring that up because as we talk about healing and what we need to do to get there, the food and the agriculture and the import export, all those different pieces of the puzzle have to come together. All those different pieces led to us getting to where we are.
Yeah, and we need to define foods.
Exactly.
We need to define foods because, as you said, we import foods. We import
Non-food items.
non-food
sometimes.
items. That's what we import.
Yes.
Our soil, our rich fertile soil, provides the foods that our body needs for its rejuvenation from a cellular level to eradicate disease. That's what we need. We need food from the ground. Even as I expound on the use of dandelion, do you know that dandelion has been well researched and well documented? American physicians, Asian physicians in Grenada, Germany, dandelion have been well researched.
Yes. I
We
know.
we cannot boast of any research institution in the Caribbean, and that's one of the limitations that we have to test our own plants, to come to the evidence that this plant for a fact it is what it is. Another beautiful plant, Dr. Loco, that we have that I can attest to you, it can reverse non-communicable disease, namely hypertension and diabetes. And even more profound, this plant has already been researched to reverse breast cancer in women.
I know exactly
And
what you're
you're
talking about.
and you're wondering which plant I'm speaking about. I'm speaking of a wonderful plant that grows on the fence, that grows wild in your garden. The plant that you will root out, the plant that you will throw away, the plant that you will spray with gramazone. This wonderful plant, my beautiful people, is reputable for destroying malignant cells. Yes, the plant that grows in your yard, the plant that grows in your garden, the plant that grows on your vegetable bed, given to you by Mother Nature free of charge. Yes,
Yes.
it can eradicate malignant cells. It can destroy cancer cells. And this beautiful plant, we all know it
Yes.
as pomkuli.
The plant that kids take
We
and
all
suck.
know it as pomkuli. That's how simple it is in the layman's name. Pomkuli scientifically, which is have been well researched, it is called Mamondica charante. Mamondica charante.
Yes.
And this plant, my beautiful people, has a lot of flavonoids, eugenol, vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, which is the key component to eradicate what you call free radicals from your body. This plant helps to support your blood. And as I speak to you, I can attest to you also that persons that have already used this plant in combination with nutrition have found results,
And that's
have
it.
gotten results. And as I speak to you, I recommend this plant for many persons with excellent results. So pom coolie or pom coolie is one of the plants that is growing wide in our environment that we can utilize to eradicate, to heal our body from non-communicable diseases as profound as I said, as far as breast cancer.
And the common English word is Cerasee, right?
It is known by around the Caribbean by many different names. Cerasee is one of the terms that you can use to call the herb. And this herb, to identify this herb, it's actually a vine. It bears a yellow fruit
With the red seeds inside.
with red seeds inside. As children, we normally would pick this fruit
And suck it.
and would suck on the seeds of this fruit.
Yes.
It's also excellent when it comes to digestion. So it helps with metabolism. It helps to metabolize the foods that you eat. It helps to break down the nutrients that your body absorb, your kidneys, your liver, your vital organs. And these are the areas where the herbs manifest themselves to rejuvenate you from a cellular level. It works with the vital organs that was designed by a wonderful creator to protect you from disease, to protect you from environmental pollution, to protect you from toxins. We have our circulatory system, which is an intricate system that not even science can understand. But do you know that the circulatory system can identify serosy, can identify the herbs,
Yeah.
and work in synergy with who you are?
That is it.
Natural medicines work in synergy with who you are. Natural medicines are organic medicines. Your body, isn't your body organic?
It
Dr.
is,
Lockhart,
it is. So it
but
complements.
why are we consuming synthetic products with the imagination of eradicating disease? Hence the reason, in my humble opinion, hence the reason why we're not seeing any results in that vein or in that path. So I'm enlightening us tonight. We don't have to continue suffering. We don't have to be saying woe from a pain. Dandelion is one of the herbs that we have enlightened you with. Cerasee is one of the herbs we have enlightened you with, and many other herbs that we have growing wild. Most importantly,
And they're right here.
they're growing wild in our environment. Please, people, let's stop taking it for granted. Mother Nature has been employed to take care of us, and she have never, ever stopped until we have no more life.
You're
As
so
long
right.
as there's life, there is a way.
You're so
And the
right.
herbal kingdom, it is rich with many, many plants. Purslane is another beautiful plant that we have. Purslane. Purslane, locally, we call it coupier. This is another amazing plant, Dr. Loco, that we have in our environment. We have it growing wild on our vegetable beds without acknowledging the nutritional content
That's
of such
true.
plant.
That's true. I remember somebody told me once that purslane, coupier, is what poor people will use when they couldn't afford spinach. And I thought, oh wow, but purslane, and at that time, but I said, but purslane is a herbal medicine that I recommend to people. And she said, yes, that was for poor people that didn't have spinach. I said, look at that, the poor people had the medicine. And that is part of the change that occurred. You know, you mentioned this switch to pharmaceutical drugs. All that came in with the change of lifestyle. You know, it's easier. You sit at the desk, you have quick food, quick snacks, because you don't have the time. You import quick conkles, and you don't want the cheap poor people purslane. So all these things brought us to where we are now. But you are so right. The foods are the medicine, and that is one of the things we need to stress. How our foods can be our medicine. And you mentioned so much of the research that's done, and that's something I actually wanted us to discuss because the WHO has been doing so much work trying to revive and highlight the role of traditional medicine. There actually has been a 2014 to 2023 traditional medicine strategy, global traditional medicine strategy to build and push traditional medicine, local medicine across countries of the world and to strengthen its use and to promote its use across primary healthcare system. The WHO has been doing that. They even started a global center for traditional medicine. And there was a WHO led and funded and overseen. They call it the first WHO Traditional Medicine Global Summit. That was a few years ago. It was August of 2023. And now, as they continue to push it across the continents in Asia, you know, the Asians are so close to their herbal and plant-based traditional medicine. As it goes more and more in Asia and Africa, and actually the center is located in India. They have in 2025, they developed a new traditional medicine strategy and for 2025 all the way to 2034. So this is something that is real and researched and proven, and something that can make a difference and can impact our lives, can make that difference. So it's something we need to highlight. So
Definitely, definitely. And I was so elated when I got this information concerning WHO shine a light on what they call TK, traditional knowledge, to be incorporated in our primary healthcare system. Because from since the inception of this work, I've always alarmed the need to incorporate herbal medicines as part of our primary healthcare system. And I will still continue to I'll send that alarm, because as we are hearing from WHO, eventually we have to come to that point.
yes,
So we as a nation, we as a people, encourage our medical doctors, I encourage our nurses, I encourage our healthcare practitioners, start researching, start be having interest in our natural medicines, because even it's ultimate, it's going to come to that point, because our backs it's against the wall, and herbal medicines are showing light at the end of the tunnel.
and they are there, they're available, and not just the medicine, but also the foods. We have to come together as a people, primary healthcare systems and locals. We have to come together. We have to build. We have to come to build a strategy where we highlight the foods. For example, you mentioned a number of the plants and herbs you mentioned. I highlighted. I want us to let people know that we have a educational package, a book for children to start learning about these things. And a number of the herbs you mentioned are in there, as well as fruits. So I want you to talk a little bit about how the foods can be a big part of supporting the health and healing journey.
It's an intricate part of the whole process of healing, as healing is a process. I will always say, in my opinion, my humble opinion, in my experience, disease is not so complex when you deal with it from the root of the problem. Disease, I repeat, disease is not so complex when you deal with it with the root of the problem. And as we have been seeing our experience in reversing of such diseases, removing clog, removing sluggishness from your body, remove releasing waste, eliminating waste
Yes.
out of your body. That brings back so much harmony to your body, hence projecting you on the path for healing.
Yes.
So in other words, we are clogged, our body is congested. We can say, for hypertensive patient, your arteries can be clogged.
Yes.
We have deposits, we have calcification, we have cholesterol deposits. All these things can help to clog your arteries, leading to what? A higher volume of blood, your pressure passing through those narrow pathways on the arteries. What's the first thing we do? We cleanse the arteries. We cleanse the arteries.
We need to clean out, yes.
We also provide you with the relevant nutrients that your body needs. As a patient with hypertension, we know that potassium is critically important.
But yes.
And do you know that plant coupier, which we spoke about, it is one of the key herbs that we use as a source of potassium.
Yes, the purslane.
Coupier,
Yes.
locally known. Purslane, we also know it as the English name. Purslane, my beautiful people, let's be mindful that herbs are scientific and well researched. Purslane, scientifically, it is called Portulaca or Laricia. Portulaca or Laricia. And this herb is reputable for what? For magnesium. It contains omega-3 fatty acids. We know the heart. It's heart health. Omega-3 fatty acids, what it does, it helps to reduce inflammation,
Right.
which is one of the culprits that we're suffering from.
That brings on disease.
How can we utilize coupier to heal our bodies? Coupier can be utilized in many ways.
How?
The most common ways we know is infusions. You can have a cup of tea of coupier twice or 3 times a day.
Okay.
Coupier is also an edible plant, meaning that you can eat it raw.
In salads, like I said, it's for the replacement of the spinach. You're right.
It's
you're right.
and that narrative of coupier is the poor man's food. That narrative was not birthed from the poor man.
Very true.
that narrative was not evolved. It did not evolve from the poor man. So who gave us this narrative? As many other narratives. That is why we have a duty to bring the evidence of the truth against the friction.
That is true.
Because the poor man's foods is the food that nature gives us wild. And it is not the poor man's foods, it is the wealth of the earth.
That is true. So
And
it's
the
the
we-
rich man's food.
It's the rich man. Well, the rich man would still deny going to the earth. He prefer to buy the fancy stuff in this, Dr. Locke.
But we are rich by having it, I mean. We are rich to be blessed
But-
with it.
But our wealth
That's it.
is not superficial. Our wealth does not come from the United States of America. Our wealth and our health is in the foundation of the land, the soil. And this is the miseducation that we have received. Because when we see the earth flourishes with fauna and flora, herbs, we take them for granted.
That is it.
We take them for granted.
Because they've been all around us, and we haven't been trained, or we haven't been brought up to really appreciate. And that's the change I want to see us make, starting with the children. And that's why I really want us to, edify the children and show them this is what we are, this is where we come from, this is what we have, this is what we should appreciate what we have. And that's why that coloring and activity book, I think we have to make sure children understand the value of what we have. We definitely have to do that.
So it's a realistic approach for us. It's a very realistic approach. And I am ready to put my best foot forward upon this venture. I am ready to put my heart, my soul for the betterment and for the upliftment of my people, for the eradication of disease from my people entity. We have all what it takes. We have the herbs, we have the natural foods, we have the spring waters. Dr. Lockhart, another very important herb that we have in the environment that we take for granted is a herb we call shadow benny. Shadow benny is one of the important herbs that we use for what you call your central nervous system. Your central nervous system is your brain. This is a plant we know locally as shadow benny. We also call it blessed thistle. My beautiful people, herbs are scientific. Herbs have been well researched. Scientifically, you can look for this herb by the name of Ericium fotidium. Ericium fotidium. And this is one of the plants that I have personally recommended for what?
What?
For persons suffering from epilepsy,
Oh, shadow benny.
persons suffering from fits,
Wow.
because that is one of the other names for shadow benny. They call it fitweed.
And they say sometimes it takes the shape and look. If you look at it, it have the little shaky thing. They say very often the shape and the look of a herb represents what it addresses.
That's why we are saying to you, the evidence of what we're saying is overwhelming, and we have the evidence. Dr. Lockhart, a young lady came to me suffering from epilepsy on Phenobarb for a very long time, phenobarbital. That's one of the medications that they would give. And this young lady was suffering, and she was skeptical and fearful of staying away or making this transition
From the medication.
from the drug medication into natural medicines.
Wow.
I speak the truth.
I can see that because
We-
we've been like psychologically trained to go to the drug medication.
We recommended that this young lady detoxify her body. We recommended a change in her diet. And she's there to testify in 90 days or within 90 days.
Even before the end of the
This lady was healed from epilepsy up to this day as we speak.
she has no more epilepsy.
But more profound, she's on no drug medication.
Wow, wow. The
And this
power.
is not new. We take no accolades. Dr. Lockhart, these things have been happening from time immemorial. There are many herbal physicians that have already testified for the efficacy and the potency of such plants.
But yes, and this is what they
But
mimic.
yet still, it baffles me, Dr. Lockhart. Why are we not taking the privilege to connect or to reconnect? Because our parents was there once upon a time to reconnect and find out, see the wonders that the herbs have to offer to us. So shadow benny is one of the herbs that we can use to reverse fits or seizures or epilepsy, because it is a condition or disease of the central nervous system. So that means that shadow benny is good for the brain.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, the central nervous system, and it starts in the brain and goes all the way to the spine and into every part of our body. So it feeds the entire body system, all the systems. So that is profound. That is profound, right there, right there. And the research is there too with shadow benny. The research is there. It's a very well researched herb. And you look at across Asia in particular, it's in so many food dishes.
Definitely. In culinary art, they use it. So, interestingly, what would I mention or what would I recommend for someone suffering from dementia? A perfect plant to start your day with in the morning and to end your day. Start your day and end your day with a cup of shadow benny tea. Perfect remedy to reverse any disease that is linked to the central nervous system.
And dementia is one of those that's rampant. And you're right. I've seen they've been doing research on shadow benny in Israel and India too. So
And shadow benny, as we know, in culinary art, they use it extensively in Trinidad.
yes,
They use it as like cilantro, the seasoning.
yes,
So we have the privilege, we have the opportunity. And one of the things that we have to expound on is accessibility and affordability. We can access these plants just by going to our backyards. Another very important plant, Dr. Lockhart. I mean, we could stay
I know.
whole evening, mention each plant name by name, and we'll bring goosebumps to your skin. One of the plants that we have that we don't acknowledge, sad but true, is a plant we call Ballet Savan locally.
Wow, broomweed.
Broomweed, we use it to sweep the ovens, sweep our front yards. Broomweed is highly scientific. One of the names that we know scientifically it is called Cedar acute.
Yes.
Okay? And this plant, my beautiful people, it can help to reverse kidney disease. Deja, what are you saying? It can help to reverse kidney disease, and why so many people are on dialysis?
Because we don't go through it like we talked about earlier. We've changed our routine, we've changed what we know, which we've moved away from our tradition and our traditional knowledge. We're not preserving our cultural heritage like it says on your shirt.
As a people, but Dr. Lockhart, I'm saying the people are dependent on our healthcare system. I'm encouraging our nurses, our doctors, our healthcare practitioners, do some research on herbal medicines. Please enlighten yourself with the uses and the dynamics of herbal medicines. You will be enlightened. I was enlightened. I was like, wow, awe, seeing the results that we have been getting by the use of the natural plants in our environment. I extend this hand to our medical practitioners. Please, give some space in your mind. Give a listening ear to the herbal practitioners and those that are knowledgeable on traditional knowledge, that we can see the need to merge and to create that bridge.
That synergy.
That synergy, most importantly, not for profits, not for the gain of money, but for a better community, for a healthier people, for a healthier community. We have the herbs in our environment, and Ballet Savan is one of them. Ballet Savan, we know it reputable for sprains and for strains and for inflammation. But do you know what? Internally, it can be used for the same. Inflammation of the organs, the vital organs. Women, you have inflammation when it comes to your cervix. You have inflammation in your womb. Ballet Savan is an excellent herbs with flavonoids and this outburst of eugenols and all these compounds that our body can identify and utilize. Dr. Locke, it's so warm to know that we are surrounded by all this heavenly, these heavenly
Yes.
medicines,
Heavenly health. Yes.
and yet still we suffer. We don't have to suffer.
We really don't.
We need to reconnect to Mother Nature. And Dominica, as a people, we are blessed. We don't have to cry. We're not lacking anything. The only lack we have right now is lack of some knowledge. And we have the knowledge around us. We have the knowledge amongst us. Let's start showing more interest in what is ours. Let's put more emphasis in what is ours. Because a healthier people is a wealthier people. We need to retune. We need to re-educate ourselves when it comes to our health. The herbs is the healing of the nations.
Absolutely. For the sake of our people and the sake of our communities, we need to do that. We need
So,
to go. And I was smiling because you mentioned a few of the other herbs that are featured in the children's coloring and activity book. So hopefully we need to release to the general public that coloring and activity book.
okay. So I see the time is coming down on us, Dr. Lockhart. So we said in the conclusion of this program, we're going to enlighten our listeners by sharing with our listeners our new publication. Our new publication, which is a compilation of herbal medicines, fruits, conservation, preserving our forests, preserving our water. And most importantly, this initiative is for the children. It's for the youths. So we present to you our new publications, Nature's Treasure, Herbs, Fruits, Forests, and Heritage. And this book is available as we speak to our public. Okay, I think we have a call coming through. Let's see.
And you should definitely show the public the book because I believe some people can
So
see
you
on
so
YouTube.
on YouTube you can have a highlight.
And
Okay.
it's definitely
And
Nature's
seeing-
Treasure. It's because the thing is we have to introduce the children to these plants that you're speaking of. They have to be able to recognize it and know what it's about. And so we have to start with the youth. But definitely let's take a call.
Okay, I see the call is coming. Hello, good night, caller.
Hello, good night. To Dr. Lockhart and to Dr. I know you, Fellow Caesar. And Dr. Lockhart, I know you, Juan Michel.
Yes,
I
good
was
evening.
just
Good evening,
at the
sir.
back of the bakery. How about your family?
Yes,
Your
yes,
father
your
and
voice.
your mother and mother.
Yes,
What
sir.
about yeah?
Yes, everybody's wonderful and trying to encourage others to take natural medicine. So
Let me ask you a question.
tell us.
I get some good, you are giving some good information there. I remember when I was a young boy in Russo. We have no in I used to go and suck the kungkuli. Yeah, nobody used to tell me. I used to be in Sapak and I was in Sapak. And I used to go to pick the kungkuli and suck the red part of it. And I'm the skull goes. And I never really get sick as such.
Okay, excellent,
So
excellent.
I
you
was small, I had asthma.
Okay.
And from that, I've never get any diseases.
Wow,
wow.
wow.
So that's testament.
Yes, we have a lot of it.
The dandelion. How are you taking it? Try to try it?
The dandelion I mentioned, the
Yes.
dandelion can be used as part of your salads also. The dandelion can be incorporated in your smoothie. You can
Like food.
in your smoothie, yes, in your food, in your smoothies. Herbs are foods. Herbs are the densest source of nutrients that you can get on the planet.
I can try it too now. I can
You can dry it as a tea. You can boil it to make a decoction. You can incorporate it in your lettuce salad, whatever salad that you have. Definitely, you can.
Yeah,
Or put in your
thank you
smoothie
for
too.
information.
Definitely,
Yes.
and so yes, so sir, we are running out of time. So
Just have to leave the radio then I hear you. I still listen.
you're most welcome.
We'll
you're most
be
welcome.
on again next Monday. So look
Okay.
out for another edition
You're
next
most welcome.
Monday.
You're most
Next
welcome.
Monday at 8 p.m. right here on Q95. So and we thank our listeners and we hope that you are empowered with the information shared here. This is our country, our natural systems, our natural health, and let's move forward to do what we need to do. I challenge everybody for this week to eat some natural foods, share some natural remedies that you've heard, have a conversation with an elderly person about how they used to live before. And when we come back next Monday, let's hear from you a little bit more as we continue. to edify and empower our community here in the Natural Health and Healing Hour.
Definitely. Thank you once again for your attendance, which we cannot see, but we feel that you're there with us in media land. And I want to say to the listening public that we have a lot more herbs to enlighten you with.
Definitely.
So we have started this program with these free herbs. I repeat again, dandelion was one of the highlights we had. We had Cerasee as one of the highlights. Dr. Logan,
Which
you
is
can say?
Pampuli, yes.
We also had help me out, Dr. Logan, if you was there with me.
Purslane and also Shadow Benny.
Excellent. So Dr. Logan was attentive. She was
Yes.
listening.
And
So, my beautiful people, we are there to empower you. We are there to enlighten you, and we are there to give you the hope and the security that you can be healed from your disease.
That is it. We have what it takes, and we have to also go back to our coconut oil, our natural coconut oil. We'll talk about that next week.
Yes. So pleasant evening to everyone.
Thank you so much for tuning in.
A bless of health and strength to everyone. And once again, you don't have to suffer for a lifetime. Your body has the ability to heal itself.
Yes.
Thank you. Good night.
Thank you and good night.
Are you ready to heal from diseases naturally? Hypertension, diabetes, autoimmune diseases, stress, poor circulation, female disorders, and other conditions? The Health and Healing Hour starts tonight from 8 p.m. Do you know that diseases can have been reversed naturally? Join us Monday, July 13th and July 20th from 8 p.m. Listen to the Health and Healing Hour. Explore the healing power of nature's herbarium with renowned herbal physician Dejan and Dr. Paula Lockhart, PhD and author of 2 books on natural plant-based healing remedies and herbal physician guide to food and nutrition for health, healing, and well-being. The Health and Healing Hour starts tonight at 8 p.m. Tune in, call in, learn, be empowered, take control of your well-being. The Health and Healing Hour resumes tonight on the big station Q95. Stay well, my friends. Stay well with the Health and Healing Hour tonight from 8 p.m.
Bring back the milk and honey. Get you start push baby. Bring back the milk and honey. Bring back the milk.
Are you ready to heal from diseases now?
Thank you.